Hi students, welcome back to yet another video class of business regulation. Today we are going to discuss the topic contingent contracts. So what is a contingent contract? As we all know that a contract may be conditional or unconditional. Unconditional contract is a type of contract in which the performance of that contract will not depend upon any condition. Whereas in conditional contract, the performance of such contract is based on the fulfillment of a certain condition. So as per Indian Contract Act, a conditional contract is a contingent contract. Once again, as per Indian Contract Act, a conditional contract is a contingent contract. So students, this video is the detailed explanation of what is contingent contract. So let us start the class. Okay. So first we can discuss the definition of contingent contract. It is defined under section 31 of the Indian Contract Act. So as per section 31 of the Contract Act, a contingent contract is a contract to do or not to do anything if some event collateral to such contract does or does not happen. So this is the definition of contingent contract. So we can say that a contract is said to be contingent when its performance depends upon the happening or non-happening of a future event. In other words, a contingent contract is one in which the performance becomes due only upon the happening of some future event. Contingent contract is also called a conditional contract. Now look an example of contingent contract. A promises to pay B rupees 10,000 if B's house is destroyed by fire. Now the performance of the contract by A depends upon the happening of a future event, namely the destruction of B's house by fire. The liability of A would arises only when the house of B is destroyed by fire, which may happen or may not happen. So this is an example of contingent contract. Now we can discuss some essential elements of contingent contract. So the first essential element is there are two persons, which means in contingent contract at least two parties must be included. Now the next one is there must be an uncertain future event. The performance of contingent contracts depends upon contingency. That is on the happening or non-happening of the future event and also the happening of the event which must be uncertain. So in a contingent contract there must be an uncertain future event. Now the next element is some control over the event but not absolute control. In contingent contract some sort of control over the event is there but it is not an absolute control. There is no reciprocal promises between the person. Others may be interested in the contract. It is a valid contract. So these are all about essential elements of a contingent contract. Now we can discuss the rules regarding contingent contracts. The rules regarding the performance of contingent contracts are contained in section 32 to 36 of the Indian Contract Act, which means section 32 to 36 explain the rules regarding the performance of contingent contract. So the first rule is enforcement of contracts contingent on an event happening. This rule was explained under section 32 of the Indian Contract Act. So this section says that contingent contracts depends on happening of an uncertain future event cannot be enforced until the future event has happened. That means if an uncertain future event is not happened, there is no need for discharging the contract. For example, X agreed to pay Y a certain amount of money when Y marries Z, but Z married D. X is not bound to pay money to Y because Y has not married Z. Now next rule is enforcement of contracts contingent on an event not happening. This was explained under section 33 of the Indian Contract Act. As per this section, contingent contracts depends on the non-happening of an uncertain future event. If a person makes a promise to do a thing only on the non-happening of certain event, then he is bound to perform it only when the particular event become impossible and not before. Here the underlining word is non-happening of certain event. So a contingent contract which depends upon the non-happening of an uncertain future event can be enforced by law only when such event has become impossible. For example, A agreed to pay B a sum of money if a certain ship does not return. The ship is sunk. Since the ship is not returned, B can enforce the contract. Next is when event to be deemed impossible. This was explained under section 34. It says that when event on which contract is contingent to be deemed impossible if it is the future conduct of a living person, which means when the contingency in a contract is some future specified act of a third person, the contingency become impossible when such third person does anything which render the specified act impossible for the time being. So look this example. A agreed to pay a sum of money to B if B marries C, but C married D. Now the marriage of B to C must be considered impossible, but it is possible when D may die and C ready to marry B. So this is a kind of contingent contract. Now the next rule is contingent contracts depends on the happening of a specified uncertain event within a fixed time. This was explained under section 35 subsection 1 of the Indian Contract Act, which means when a contract is made contingent on the happening of a specified uncertain event within a fixed time, it becomes void if at the expiry of the time fixed or the specified event does not happen. So in such case the contract become void and also it become impossible when it is not done within the fixed time. Now look the example. A promises to pay rupees 10,000 to B if he completes his M.Com within 2 years. The contract may be enforced if B comes out successful within 2 years. Now the next rule is contingent contracts depend on the non-happening of a specified uncertain event within the fixed time. It is explained under section 35 subsection 2 of the Indian Contract Act. Here concentration point is non-happening. This rule says that a contract contingent on a specified uncertain event not happening within a fixed time may be enforced when the time fixed has expired. An event has not happened or when the time fixed has not expired, but it has become certain that the event will not happen. Now look the example related with this rule. A promises to B a sum of money if a certain ship does not return within a year. The contract may be enforced if the ship does not return within a year or is destroyed within a year. Now the next rule is agreement contingent on an impossible event. This rule was explained in section 36. This section says that contingent agreements which depends on the happening of an impossible event are void, whether the impossibility of the event is known or not known to the parties to the agreement at the time when it is made. So the agreement is void. For example, M agreed to pay N rupees 6,000 if two parallel straight lines meet at any point. This is an impossible act, so the agreement is void. So these are all about rules regarding contingent contracts. Now we can discuss some of the differences between wagering agreement and contingent agreement. In wagering agreement, there is a reciprocal promise, but in the case of contingent agreement, there is no reciprocal promise. Wagering agreement is a void contract. Contingent agreement is a valid contract. In wagering agreement, others are not interested in the contract, but in the case of contingent agreement, others are interested in the contract. Wagering agreement is contingent in nature, but in the case of contingent agreement, it may not be in wagering in nature. So this is the main differences between wagering agreement and contingent agreement. I repeat, in wagering agreement there is a reciprocal promise. There is no reciprocal promise in the case of contingent agreement. Wagering agreement is void contract. Contingent agreement is valid contract. Others are not interested in the contract in the case of wagering agreement. Others are interested in the contract in the case of contingent agreement. Wagering agreement is contingent in nature. It may not be wagering in nature in the case of contingent agreement. Okay students, now we can discuss some of the questions which is related in this area. So the questions are, what do you mean by contingent contract? What are the essential characteristics of a contingent contract? State the rules regarding performance of contingent contract. State the differences between wagering agreement and contingent agreement. Okay students, today we discuss what is contingent contract, its characteristics, rules regarding performance of contingent contract, differences between wagering agreement and contingent agreement. So hope you all get an idea about all these things. Okay, and now we can wind up today's session. So see you in the next class. Okay, bye, take care.